Hello and welcome to the LRM podcast, sponsored by Adrian Flux Insurance. I'm Martin Dominy.
And I'm Steve Miller.
And you join us for an hour of chat about Land Rovers and everything to do with owning them.
It's a new year.
It is a new year, although I think the last podcast went out on New Year's Day, didn't it? Or was it the day before?
New Year's Eve.
New Year's Eve, so yes.
We recorded at your house.
We did. We can still actually say Happy New Year.
Yes, it's still current.
Yes, just about.
But at what point in a month do you stop saying Happy New Year? In the emails, Happy New Year.
I think it probably starts to get a bit awkward about now. Because if you think about how many people will have said Happy New Year to each other, it's probably wearing a bit thin, isn't it? But we're going to say it anyway, because we can.
We can, but next week we won't say it.
No, definitely not.
And equally, it's our first day in the office today, amongst other people who we've not seen for 2 or 3 weeks.
Yes, indeed. We have returned to the spiritual home of the LRM podcast, the slightly scruffy Salmon Sofa.
Which, it looks all right. It's quite comfy.
It's going to look a lot scruffier after it's done the grand tour of England on throughout the events of the year of 2026, because we've got a few in the diary, haven't we?
But there are 3 events that this Salmon Sofa is going to be transported to.
Yes, you can see it in person. Have a little sit of it.
And a selfie. We're going to have that selfie thing, aren't we?
Take a picture. Absolutely. Yeah. But I'll kick off by saying that someone I mentioned on the podcast actually dropped me an email, a message on Instagram. Do you remember a few weeks ago I said I'd seen that, what I thought was a standard 300 TDI Discovery with a youngish guy driving it, and it had the Terra Firma RVS wheels.
Oh, yeah. You said it looked really cool.
It did look really cool. He messaged me and he said, "Hi, mate. I think you mentioned my Discovery on the podcast. It's not a 300, though. It's more special." So I had a little snoop on his profile and I said, "Oh, yeah, I've just looked on your page and it is yours." And he said, "Yeah, it's the 300 TDI Let Go." So he's put an M57 in it.
Good choice.
So it looks pretty standard apart from the alloys, but it has got an M57 in it. And if you want to follow him, he's DH_offroads on Instagram. Yeah, thank you for getting in touch. Really cool thing. I might
follow him myself, actually, because that's probably a car for life.
It would be, yeah. Keep on top of the corrosion and keep on trucking. Really cool thing.
Yeah, no, cool.
Yes. A lot's happened, I think, since we last spoke.
Yeah, it seems to have gone into a bit of a blur, really, because we were off for 2 weeks.
I know.
And then we come back to a mountain of emails and just kind of a very short production week for the magazine.
We're up against it, but lots has, as I say, lots has happened in the time between recording the last podcast and now. My 200 TDI conversion is finished.
Yeah, I'm quite envious of that, to be fair.
It's all done. Minus exhaust. I've bodged the exhaust for now, but Dan at Demand is kindly making me an exhaust downpipe. But yeah, I'm really, really happy with how it's come out. I was nervous about doing the airbox because it's a hard thing to get right on the 200 TDI conversion.
I think it's a hard thing to get right on any TDI conversion, isn't it?
It can be.
Well, even on mine, there's been I've been online and read up about it. It looks quite complicated.
To get it to look neat is difficult. So the engine and gearbox and everything I bought didn't come with an airbox, so I put a post on one of the groups on Facebook, and a bloke messaged and said, "Oh, I've got all the bits. I'm in Bedfordshire." Yeah, it was Bedfordshire.
Is this a chap that I know?
Yeah. He said he knew you. He comes to all the auto jumbles.
He does indeed, yeah.
And I had a chat with him over Messenger, and I said, "Right, brilliant. I'll come and get one tomorrow." And he's got quite the operation. He does specifically 2 1/4 petrols and 200 TDIs mostly.
He is near Leighton Buzzard, isn't he?
Yes.
Yeah. So he's very, very specific. He won't fit something that's brand new galvanised.
Right.
Like an old capping. He leaves them to age. He's buried a load of galvanised stuff to age it.
Really?
So that and he'll dig it up when he needs it.
Crikey! Yeah. You didn't tell me that, but I did have he's got a really cool open-fronted barn that he works out of.
Yeah, I've been to his place.
And it was like a gorgeous, sunny, frosty morning, and you're just looking out over the hills, and we're tinkering with engines and having a look round, and we were having a chat and that. Really nice guy, and yeah, got a complete Discovery 200 TDI airbox with the pipe and the plastic elbow thing. Very, very pleased. And
so now I need that exact kit, do I?
It depends. You've still got options. You could use a 300 one.
Okay.
There's a few different ways of doing it. And then I made up the brackets myself out of stuff I had. Agricultural, but when you open the bonnet, it does all look neat. It sits in the same place as a factory Defender 200 TDI airbox.
Okay.
And yeah, went and got a length of flexible thermoplastic pipe or whatever it's called from a local place in Peterborough and plumbed it all up. And yeah, she's all good. I need to go and test drive it next and make sure all the fluids stay in.
Well, you're still floating around in the press vehicle, the Discovery 5.
The Discovery 5 just continues to be excellent in every way. So
it's excellent because you know you're going to give it back, and if the engine was to let go, at
no,
any moment,
it's.
I happened to look on a forum yesterday,
Right.
Discovery 5 forum.
Okay.
Don't know why, but I did, and it was like, wow, does anyone actually like these cars? Which is such a shame.
It is a massive shame, and I know we bang on about it till the cows come home, but they're such fantastic vehicles. And the later ones, like that's a D350 with the straight 6-engine, which is better than the 2-litre. But yeah, it's really, really effortlessly powerful. I've used it for because it's like the comfiest, probably most economical car I've got on my driveway at the moment. It's the one I always go for.
How many miles have you done in it since? Because you've got it for another week.
Yeah, it goes back next week. I must have done nearly 2,000 miles in it, I think.
That's a true test.
Yeah, it's just been great. We had a fridge in the back of it. Obviously I went to pick up those bits in it. We obviously did the green laning trip to Wales where we did Strata Florida in it and had all our camping gear in it. Just such a great thing. We had all the family in it over Christmas, went out 7-Up in it. Absolutely awesome car.
I kind of want one.
I
know I hit all last year. It was like LVTTs, and I'm on the fence about them.
I knew you'd want one because you sent me an Auto Trader link the other day.
Yeah,
I was like, Steve's gone down a rabbit hole on these now.
No, I tell you what it was. All right. What happened was last night I opened Auto Trader. I've got the app because it's better on the app. Opened the app, and the last search I made was Land Rover Discovery. So I just went search. And the first one that came up, I immediately sent to you because it was gorgeous.
It's really lovely. Yeah, 20-inch wheels, Loire blue, the really dark blue.
Yeah, and it. Do you know what? Without even thinking about it, 82,000 miles. It was at a main dealer.
Yeah,
and it was
21,000,
21 and a half or something like that.
Something around that.
Not millions of pounds.
And the interior looked really clean on it.
Oh, mate.
Because a lot of them, Discoveries obviously lend themselves to being family cars, so they often get a bit dog-eared after a few years, but that looked really well presented, didn't it?
Main dealer, so service history, all the ticks all in the right box. You think, yeah, but I actually need a 7-seat car.
No, I can definitely, and it won't fit up beside your house, don't forget.
It does fit up.
You can't put the bins
house.
out though.
I can't put the wheelie bin out beyond. Like, I know that's like first world problem, but it is still an issue nonetheless.
Well, also, in news about your house, the mystery L322's gone from opposite.
I'm quite disappointed. I had a view of an L322, TDV8 nonetheless.
You can't gaze upon its beauty anymore.
Yeah. Kind of like, I wonder where it's gone though.
Yeah, maybe they're keeping it elsewhere or maybe they've sold it.
I didn't see anything for sale locally. But...
Should have struck while the iron was hot and chatted them up over it.
While the iron might be hot, my bank balance is not. This is the thing, isn't it? My Jag is still for sale. Mind you, he has been off for 2 weeks, so you couldn't have bought it if you wanted it.
Well, so, hopefully New Year someone will treat themselves.
This time of year, it's got to go, hasn't it?
I would think so. It's a very nice car. But the Discovery 5 has also been used to pick up something very cool, which you know about because you made me tell you.
I couldn't wait till today for you to tell me.
I know. So when I was still at the main dealer, it must have been 13, 14 years ago when Land Rover, as it was at the time, decided to completely revamp all the dealerships. Because to be a franchise dealer in this country, I think probably in the States as well and elsewhere, dealers have to conform to a set of rules that Land Rover lay out with regards to the style and the ambience of the showroom. And up until a point, obviously, the green and gold Land Rover branding was everywhere, and the showroom had lovely plants in it, and there was an off-road course out the front, and it was really adventure-y and over.
They'd have their mountain bike on like fake rocks and things like that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It was all very geared to being, well, as it was at that time, late 90s into like the mid 2000s, it was all very adventure-y and very...
Arguably the best times.
Well, maybe. It's all a bit clinical now, if you ask me. But the upshot of this was, at the time, the Land Rover dealer I worked at and the Jaguar dealership next door were separate buildings, and they got merged into one big building a lot of building work went on, and they shared a workshop essentially. And because of this, a lot of the branding got taken down and thrown away. And I happened to be walking past a skip one day, and I saw the huge Land Rover sign that used to hang in our workshop above the door, where you'd go through to the showroom and the parts department, in the skip. And I thought, I'm not letting that go for rubbish. I'm having that. So I dragged it out the skip and put it in my car. Because I lived at home with my parents at the time, I didn't really have space for a 4-foot wide Land Rover badge.
It does look large.
It is quite large. It fills the boot with the Discovery. So I gave it to my mate because, he was well into his Land Rovers as well. And he's had it in his garden all these years. And every so often I'd drop him a message and say, if you ever want to get rid of that sign, let me have it back. And he was like, yeah, he wasn't really sure. But anyway, he's moving on to a houseboat, so he doesn't have space for it now. And when he texted me the other day and said, I'm not going to have a garden soon, do you want this sign back? I was like, yep, I'm coming tomorrow.
Wow.
Jumped in the D5.
What a thing. Yeah.
About an hour's drive. And yeah, it is enormous. So I'm going to clean it up, and I'm going to put the light, because it would have had lights in it originally, so it lit up. And they've gone by the wayside. So I'm going to take it all apart, clean it up, and put like a nice bright LED strip in it or something, and make it as good as new again.
You have to put like warm white light in it to give it a nice.
Yes.
Not.
Yeah.
White.
Sorry. Yeah. Not like an ice white.
Yeah.
It would look terrible.
Make it look period sort of correct.
Yeah. I'm so excited to have it back. I'm super grateful.
That is proper man cave stuff. That is. That's like the ultimate like wall plaque, isn't it?
It really. Yeah. I'm just so grateful that he. Because once I'd given it to him, I didn't say I want it back, but I said, if you ever do decide to part with it again, drop me a message first. And he did, thankfully. So yeah, it's been outside for 12 plus years. It's been hanging on his garden fence. And cool. Apart from a crack where his daughter kicked a football at it, not at it, but it got hit by a football. It's in perfect condition. I can't believe how well it's lasted.
Oh, that's wicked.
So a bit of repair and put some lights in it, and yeah, that'll be a lovely, really cool thing to have. I'm really chuffed to have it back.
Just got to build your workshop now to put it in.
I know. My wife's sick of hearing about it. That's all I've been banging on about was this sign. Since he texted me saying you can have it back, I've been buzzing. Because I never should have let it go in the first place, really.
No, but we could say that about many, many cars
you've
owned over the years.
True.
You can't keep everything all of the time.
No, indeed not. But yeah, so that's kind of what I've been up to. TDI, as I say, all finished. Just need to road test it. And then I've sort of bodged the exhaust. I've sleeved the terrible downpipe that the engine conversion came with into the standard 2.5 NA exhaust, which is way too restrictive for the engine.
Okay, so, yes. So what have you done? Sort of cut slits in the exhaust?
I chopped them back flush, and then I had a joiner, like a clamp, and I've put paste and filled it a bit, and it's not very nice at all, but it will do just for the sake of testing it, getting it up to temperature and drying it. And then, as I say, Dan's thankfully sending me a downpipe.
Has he already got them made on the shelf?
I don't know. I haven't spoke to him. Was
it custom made?
I didn't want to hassle him over Christmas because I know he's a busy man.
Of course.
But yeah, I'm very excited.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing your face when you go down the road. Go, yes, you made the right thing. You made the right decision.
Yeah, I think so.
And of course, Greg King made us that excellent Instagram reel the other day. He's like 6 months later, but he's taken an extract from a podcast and said, he said, no, it's not really doing my head in at the minute.
When we were talking about it and you said I'd get sick of the 2.5 and I said, no, I won't. And then, 6 months later. She's all done.
There you go.
But hey-ho, yes. It's almost like he predicted the future. And indeed you did.
We all did. No, there's nothing wrong with a naturally aspirated diesel as long as you don't need to go anywhere in a hurry.
As long as the oil stays in it. If it
and you're not in a hurry or you're not dailying it really. I don't think they're just not good enough not quick enough for today's busy roads.
No, and actually, given how simple the conversion is, it has its little niggles, but it's not a hard conversion to do. You might as well, type thing. So yeah, it's all good. Talking of which, how's yours getting on? You've obviously spent your 2 weeks over Christmas cracking on with it.
I was spannering 2 weeks solidly.
Good.
In that
Glad to hear it. So progress has been made.
I might have tidied a couple of spanners away.
Oh, Steve.
Do you know what? Like everyone goes, you got 2 weeks off for Christmas. And in my mind, I have 2 weeks off. But you don't really. Because then you've got the build up for Christmas. Then you've got family. Then you've got some more family. And then before you know it, And then I spent 2 days on YouTube.
All I can hear is excuses.
No, completely. Yeah.
But there you go. Well, this is we were talking the other day. I think really we need to come to terms with the fact that it might not be done for LRM Live. But we can aim for Fest.
I think, yeah, I may not be the only person, I'll put it out there now, that may be thinking that LRM Live in May is a bit of a
ambitious
tall order. So I've kind of said, possibly to our mate Jamie, that Fest might be a better aim, because, like you quite rightly said, if you're not enjoying the process because you're in a rush, then it won't be finished.
And you'll be tempted to cut corners and
but
things.
you will. I definitely would if I got mine anywhere near finished by May. But yeah, I think you've just got to. I think enjoying the process, and if it takes you 2 years, 3 years, or 2 months, if you've enjoyed the process, and absolutely fine.
And it will be a better vehicle at the end of it.
But my garage at the moment, as is yours probably, it's about -4. It's absolutely freezing in there.
Let's put more clothes on. Power
yeah,
through.
I know what you're saying.
I've got a very cool YRM bobble hat, which is so warm. I wear that out there. It's quality.
Yeah, and I've seen you in your YRM bobble hat.
It's very, very nice.
No, good.
But yeah, it's all good fun. Adventures for 2026. I decided on Sunday when I was over my in-laws that I'd quite like to drive to Norway.
Yes, absolutely. I would do the same. Nordkap.
Yeah, I really want to go to Scandinavian countries. Have always been kind of on my list, and I've never been to one. So I'd love to drive to Norway.
And yet, to do it isn't actually that difficult. It's just. I think what you've got to do is start with booking the time to do it.
Yes. Yeah.
Obstacle number 1.
Book your ferries.
And then do it in reverse. So, yeah, book your ferries and then infill from there. If you really wanted to do it, it's not impossible.
I was talking to Ben Marston, who's got some quite cool classic Land Rovers, and he took his Series 2A lightweight.
That's a commitment.
To Norway. Yeah, he did it in 2 days. It's a 20-hour drive if you don't stop. And I think I'm pretty sure he told me he did it in, 2 long days, which I'm not sure I'd be up for doing that. But
there's a thing a bit like we just said about doing projects. If you're enjoying the drive, then do it in 2 days. If it's like the worst thing you've ever done, like 2 10-hour driving days, do it in 4 days.
I think I'd give it 3 to 4 because at least you can stop and look at stuff.
There'll be loads of things to stop and look at. So
yeah.
enjoy the journey. It's not about the destination. It's about the journey.
All right. Generic van life travel blogger Steve Miller. But no, I'm well up for it. We were talking to our pal Ian, weren't we? And he was saying they were talking at their work about how they just want to drive to the Arctic Circle. It'd just be such a cool thing to do.
Yeah, wild camp.
I don't know. I guess so.
There's campsites, and you could wild camp in all sorts of.
Yeah, if you were clever about it, you could do either. I wouldn't be averse to getting.
What would you drive there in?
110 probably. Slap the 1.2 transfer box in it so it cruises nicely, and
put one of those cheap Chinese diesel heaters in it.
Yeah,
because it does get cold at night, even in the summer.
Yeah,
you definitely do it in the summer months, and the sun doesn't really set, does it?
No, it doesn't. No, not right up there. But yeah, you could. I don't think I'd do a great, huge amount to it. Really, I'd put my roof tent on it, and I probably would do a diesel heater because they're really easy.
Would you roof tent or would you sleep in the back?
I think I'd roof tent because you want a bit of space to carry stuff, wouldn't you?
You see, this makes me need a 110 because my 90. No, hang on a minute. My 90 would be a bit like.
No, you've got a trailer. You don't have that excuse.
No, you don't want to take that trailer.
Why not? Right? You've literally built it as a camping trailer. Why wouldn't you tow it? You've got plenty of power. It's not going to hold you back, is it?
Yeah, no, I get you. I didn't think of that, really. Yeah, no, I just think for something like a long distance, it would be nice to travel a bit lighter.
Nah, you'd want it, I think, and you'd put all your stuff in that, and then if you wanted to stop for a day, you'd leave that at a campsite and you'd buzz off in the 90 and do whatever you wanted to do and come back. That's literally its purpose, surely.
It probably is, actually. We've actually had a question about my camping trailer, haven't we?
We're proud to partner with Adrian Flux, an insurance broker that specialises in covering all types of Land Rovers, including classic, ex-military, modified and Q-plated models. Adrian Flux offers a range of optional extras to make the policy your own and can provide cover for off-roading, green laning, agreed value, and build-up cover. Plus, they even offer a discount of up to 15% for Owners Club members. Simply search Adrian Flux Land Rover Insurance for more information or call them directly on 0344 728 0417 for a quote.
So this is from Matt Hill. In fact, you just said his name.
Oh, maybe I was looking at the wrong thread. Anyway, as you were.
So Matt Hill says, "Good afternoon. I have a question for Steve about his Penman trailer. Did you convert the trailer to 7-pin or have you left it with a 12-pin NATO? I'm asking as I have a Sankey trailer for my ex-MOD 90 and someone has butchered the wiring loom. So the second part of my question is, would you fit out for 7-pin or should I try and put it back to the 12-pin? To answer that question before I read the rest of his email, I've left mine 12-pin.
Yes.
However, my Land Rover is not ex-military, so that's 7-pin. So I bought one of those adapters.
Yes.
Which is 7-pin to 12-pin. You can only do it that way round. So civilian electrics from the vehicle to the military electrics. From a company called...
Design Development Engineering.
Thank you very much, because that's what I was looking for. Design Development Engineering. So it's like an orange adapter. The only problem is, there is a slight problem. My wiring is on the Penman is like a Christmas tree, hence why I've still got a trailer board on mine.
Yeah.
Which is great reminder, actually, from Matt about this, because that's another job that I might ask you to have a look at.
Yeah.
Is the electrics on that trailer. If you go from civilian electrics to military, which is not the question actually, but it puts a lot of strain on the civilian electrics when because the trailer sockets are actually really heavy duty, they're massive.
Yeah, so your standard 7-pin civilian 12S socket is plastic, and then you're plugging in a big heavy aluminium adapter, and then you're plugging in a big heavy socket.
Yeah, with a big sort of cable.
Yeah,
this is over thing.
It's like a big telephone wire, isn't it?
Yeah, it's really huge. There's a lot of strain on there. So I wonder whether that would cause problems in the long run. And it depends if you wanted to keep your vehicle military, and whether you end up wanting to sell that trailer to a military enthusiast.
I think the majority of your market, if you've converted it into a camper trailer, I would say it's more likely that someone would want it with 7-pin electrics, because it's not going to be standard. Do you know what I mean? You're not going to take it to show, are you? You're going to use
it. Mine's not. Yeah, so mine I may as well now not use
just 12 volt it up.
Yeah,
and
make it. Well, I mean, the military wiring is absolutely superb.
Yeah, it's very high quality.
Yeah, when you open that there's like a white box under the Penman, which is all the trailer wiring, and everything is so clearly labelled. It's like it's never been messed with. So it's probably I've probably got an earth situation. Matt goes on to say, I got my dream Land Rover late August and I discovered your podcast in September, so I have been hitting your podcast hard to catch up and have loved every episode so far. Oh, thanks, Matt.
Cheers.
I also follow you on YouTube, Instagram and Facebook. I've also just subscribed to the magazine.
Oh, he's got the full house, isn't it?
Full suite, isn't he? Yeah, perfect.
You're very welcome.
When we got the Land Rover, we had to fly into Bristol from Guernsey to pick it up. Sadly, we didn't realise how bad she was till we got her home and did a proper inspection. Even though she hadn't a long MOT, she definitely shouldn't have had one. We've recently had the rear cross member replaced. We've replaced the rear shocks and have a bulkhead on order. I've started documenting the journey on YouTube and Instagram. So Millie the Land Rover on Instagram.
Oh, yes, I think I follow him.
I have attached some photos for you to look at, which I've had a look at, actually. They're not opening in here because there seems to be bad reception. Yes, ex-military 90. They're fantastic, though, aren't they?
Yeah, they look so good, don't they?
Thing is, though, what probably Matt's saying is you'd have to convert his electrics from that Land Rover as well to 7-pin, wouldn't he? So he'll probably have military wiring on there, will he?
It's very hard to say without seeing it in person, to be honest, because that's the thing with old Land Rovers, especially old series stuff. That everything gets
a 90
so mixed and matched that it's impossible to say for definite what to do, because parts get changed and swapped all the time.
Yeah.
So you have to really look at it on a case-by-case basis and do whatever's easiest in what you think would suit your needs better. For instance, now, as he rightly said, it probably would be better to just rewire your trailer for 12-volt, 7-pin electrics. It wouldn't be hard to do.
No. You don't actually change the wiring, do you, as such?
Well, no, you can chase it through and just repin it into a new socket.
Yeah. Because I changed my bulbs from 12-volt from 24-volt to 12-volt bulbs.
Yes.
And really, that's it, isn't it?
Yeah, there's not a lot more to it.
Trace it through.
Literally get a female socket or a male socket, I forget which way around it is, and then, identify each wire, connect them all up, and it should be all right.
Why do the military, right, have all the extra... What are the extra wires for?
I don't actually know. I've never
I know
looked
they've
into
got
it.
convoy light underneath.
Yeah.
That shines on a little white board on the Penman. So from behind, just in front of like what would be the axle, they've got like a white board that the light shines on.
Yeah.
For convoy, so that must be one. But yeah, there's a lot of... I don't understand wiring at all. Like, it's a dark art.
Spaghetti. It's one of those things where you need to really... It's one of those things that's easy, especially more complex stuff, break it down into sections and just focus on each thing at once, because if you look at it as an overview, it will just fry your brain.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, it wouldn't be... depends what you want to do, really. It would be an easy enough solution either way, but... I've had an email as well from Felix Burke. He says, hello, just listened to the latest podcast and thought I'd send a photo in. I bought this 1999 TD5 Defender last October as an adventure vehicle and hoping to do some Euro adventuring next year. It came with the roof tent and awning, but I'm having fun adding some other bits and upgrading the interior in readiness to be the car of choice to use at my wedding next year. Cheers, Felix Burke, who's 28. Look at this thing. Look at that.
Yeah. That's a great shot.
Felix has got a very, very smart white Defender 90 with, as he says, his roof tent on. Look what a great little thing that is.
That's really nice.
Really smart.
That is very smart.
He's got what looks like white modulars on it and an awning.
It's ready for the wedding, isn't it? Being all white. Like that.
Yeah, it is actually. But it's sort of less is more type thing. It's a really clean look, isn't it?
Definitely got an eye for photography, I reckon.
Definitely. Well. Yeah, really, really cool. Thanks for getting in touch, Felix. That's really smart and good to have you along. Funnily enough, talking of clean, subtle modifications, I walked down the road at lunchtime to get my lunchtime sandwich, and in the car park of the supermarket was a very, very cool 16 plate, so one of the very last Defender 90 station wagon. It was black, had black sawtooth wheels, and they were spaced out just a little bit. And so they were like almost flush with the arches, and I thought that looks perfect.
If you know, you know, sort of thing. Yeah.
Very OEM plus.
OEM plus.
Yeah, I really got a lot of time for stuff like that. It just looks not in your face, but if you look at it and you know, like you said, you know.
You know. Did you check out the Hot Wheels when you were down there?
No, I didn't actually. I didn't rummage in the Hot Wheels bin today.
So I've been disappointed in my findings.
Really?
Some of the Hot Wheels bins have been like really full in a lot of shops, leading up to Christmas.
Yeah.
But no Land Rovers. Well, the same Land Rovers are appearing, actually. I could have duplicated them. You know, the yellow double cab?
Yes.
That we argued over.
Yeah,
I basically grabbed and you
stole from me. Yeah.
Hardly. But that's appeared 2 or 3 times.
Okay.
Yeah, but no.
Well, they release them in like batches, don't they? So you get a lot of the same ones, and then that's that. Oh, talking of which, we'll talk about the magazine, shall we? Given that there's a new one on sale now.
Yes.
The February issue is on sale right this very moment.
It is indeed, yeah.
The Scale Matters section, which is Pete Gray, ex-editor of Radio Control Car International, kindly does for the magazine, is going down a storm. We've had a lot of posts on Facebook of people saying, I've seen X in Scale Nationals and I've gone ahead and bought one. Can you give me tips on doing X? Really, really encouraging to see that much support for the section and a lot of people getting excited about radio-controlled Land Rovers.
We should have a display area, a full display. I know we've got the off-road course at Land Rover Fest, haven't we?
Yes.
For them, but we should have a display area as well.
Definitely, yeah.
Like almost like a gathering.
And absolutely, like a show and shine type thing. And we'll obviously be having...
Just had another idea, actually, but I'll give you that one after the podcast recording.
Okay.
Fantastic idea.
Pete and his friends from Boom Racing will be at Malvern for LRM Live as well. So if you fancy a slice of the action, they'll have all sorts on display. Come along, have a chat. Really nice, friendly guys. And they'll be able to see their Land Rovers up close.
How's yours coming on?
Yeah, really good. Really good. It's almost there. I just need to wire in the lights and I need to put a speed controller in it. But other than that, it's 99% there. I still need to fix the full-size one after the little whoops at Newbury.
Oh, yeah. There will be some... those videos going down well. Actually, I know we digressed from your scale.
That's all right. Shall we... We'll have a little look at the videos on YouTube, actually, because, as you may have seen, if you subscribe to the LRM YouTube channel, and if you don't, then you should, we've been putting the build series of the off-road course for LRM Fest on YouTube. And they've been quite good fun, haven't they?
Yeah, they have, actually. Well, it transpires we've got that much footage. So rather than one big video, it makes 4-part series.
Yeah.
So the second part went out on Boxing Day. In fact, part 3 will be out now by the time this recording's out.
No, it won't.
No, it won't.
No,
in fact, yeah. Because do you know what? This is very much hand to mouth.
It really is.
So this will be out tomorrow on the Wednesday, but it will be out on Friday.
Yes. So the second part was we were going around.
I don't know what day it is, by the way.
We're still getting back into the swing of things, aren't we? In your 90, and mapping out the route, trying some of the obstacles, seeing what we need to cut back still. But the main event, if you like, the main course of digging the big bomb hole and doing the elephant's footsteps is still to come. So stay tuned.
Oh, yeah.
If you don't already subscribe to the LRM YouTube channel, head over there and subscribe. It's obviously doesn't cost you anything, and it's great. Quite exciting, to be fair. Lots of good comments, people saying it looks really good, your TD5 made it look effortless, I want to try it in my own Series 3. I'm happy to test it out in my new 90 2024 D350 if you want.
That'd be interesting. So we've got to make sure that the course will suit all cars.
Yeah,
so we will probably have to organise a select few people in different cars,
a small gathering
to have a go,
to go around,
just to make sure it's good for the weekend.
Absolutely. Someone says, really looking forward to this show. We're down in Dorset and it's too far to go to some of the others, so this is really good news. My old Discovery will be fine, but my mate's Range Rover, I'm sending him this video to persuade him to do it. Bit of peer pressure. Love it.
It's going to be a non-damaging, no scratchy kind of lane.
Yeah,
off-road course.
Yeah, but it will still have challenging elements to it. It just won't be, like you say, you won't be damaging stuff. That's the key. But it's all good. It's all good fun. I'm really excited about it. But yeah, we're jumping around a bit. But let's get back to the magazine, because there is a new issue of Land Rover Monthly on sale right now. You may have already seen it. If you subscribe, you'll already have it.
I subscribe.
Do you already have it?
Yeah.
Good. You will have seen it then. On the cover is YouTube sensation and man who we've had on the LRM podcast a few weeks ago, Joe Hughes of the Mr. Hughes YouTube channel, who do a lot of military vehicle stuff. But from day one, Land Rovers have featured very, very heavily in their business, funding it, running around in it, providing support. So I spent the day with Joe and some of his crew. We had a cracking time. As I said, we recorded a podcast which is already live on the LRM podcast, all streaming services. And yeah, he's got some really, really interesting stuff, including a Jensen V8 powered Series 2A station wagon.
Interesting.
Which has been owned by quite an eccentric engineer. Has a lot of air-powered stuff on it. It has air-powered central locking. It has an automatic gearbox which has selectable two-wheel drive using an air-powered actuator that acts on a set of belts which drives the front axle. It's proper wacky.
That's mad.
It is.
Yeah.
Absolute. The guy was well into his flying and boating, so it's got a huge roof rack which folds open and a crane to lift the stuff onto the roof rack. It's absolutely, it's proper odd, but it's amazing. It's very of its time. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. So Joe now owns that.
So no, he's recommissioning it for his neighbours, because it was the guy next on the neighbouring farm who owned it, and he passed away.
Oh, I see.
His family have given it to him to recommission, and then eventually I think they're on about selling it, but don't quote me on that. But yeah, so that was really cool. And of course, he's got a white hardtop workshop unit with a roller door inside, which has got an OM606 in it, which Diesel Pump UK have done, which was...
That's a Mercedes engine, isn't it?
Yes, yeah, fully mechanical Mercedes engine, really cool. And his mate, his sort of right-hand man, Jack, he's got a very, very smart Discovery 2. They're quite keen at blowing up drive lines, the guys at Mr. Hughes. Joe sheared off his transfer box output shaft gearbox output shaft on his TDCi, which you can read all about in the magazine. And Jack twisted his front prop shaft like a corkscrew, which you could also read about in the magazine.
That's amazing, yeah.
They're a bit heavy on the gear, I think. But apart from that, really, really good fun.
You don't mean heavy on the gear?
No, not like that. They're tough on their Land Rovers.
Yeah.
But
they're not just heavily smoking some cannabis. No, okay,
no.
fair enough.
But yeah, you can read the full story. That's it's on the cover of the mag. If you might have, as I say, you've probably already seen it. If you subscribe, if you don't, then it'll be in all good newsagents and supermarkets.
And some bad ones, no doubt.
Probably, yeah. Go and grab yourself a copy. But if you want to be guaranteed to get LRM every single month, just subscribe because it's cheaper and you get it delivered directly to your door.
I quite like a magazine being delivered, Well,
it's easier, isn't it?
It's not about it. I think it's just a nice decadent thing to do, And you just...
It's a treat, isn't it?
It's a treat.
You look forward to it.
Yeah, you do. Yeah. Yeah, long-live subscriptions for magazines, I say.
Absolutely. Lot to be said for it. And, of course, as well as that, you can subscribe to our email newsletters where you get loads of Land Rover-related news directly in your inbox. Don't miss out on them. Shall we have product of the week?
We've not had one. It doesn't seem like we've had one of those for a long time.
Well, let me treat you to a product of the week.
Finding the right parts for your Land Rover or Range Rover shouldn't be an off-road challenge. At bmh4x4.com, we've built a smarter way to get you back on track. Our new website is now live, the simple, fast and reliable way to find the parts and accessories you need. Supplying quality parts for Defender 1983 to 2016, Discovery 1, 2, 3 and 4, Range Rover Sport 2005 to 2013 with Range Rover P38A and L322 coming soon. All parts are backed by expert knowledge, quick delivery and a 2-year quality guarantee. Visit bmh4x4.com, built by enthusiasts for enthusiasts.
Quite a subject. So, in recent years, there's been a lot of problems with the newer models of Land Rover getting stolen.
Yes.
Due to the keyless entry.
Yes.
Yes.
Well, it was sort of pandemic, wasn't it, that you couldn't insure them in London. Some
exactly.
Range Rovers. Yeah. Serious business.
So make sure if you do own anything, I think it's like 2016, 17 onwards, make sure you've been to the dealer and had the latest software and KVM, keyless vehicle module, fitted, because that's a big step in the right direction. But also make sure you keep your key in a Faraday safe or Faraday bag overnight, which is exactly what this is. For £21.60, it is cheap insurance against criminals. You can get them from paddockspares.com. And essentially, you put your key in this Faraday cage, if you like, so it shrinks the signal so no one can clone your key from outside your house.
I think it's fascinating that someone can actually do such a thing anyway.
Yeah.
Really, if you think about the way, it's just mad.
That is the thing about technology, is it's only as good as, security is it has to be.
If someone's clever enough to make it, someone's clever enough to break it.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Very well put. It literally, you've just got to be as careful as you can, because criminals will always be one step ahead, unfortunately. But yeah, it's a cheap way of making sure that no one can clone your key while you're in the house or whatever. £21.60, pop the key inside, seal it up, put it somewhere safe, and no one can clone it from outside your house and make off with your Land Rover.
You just said about like the software update and go to your main dealer.
Mm-hmm.
Is that a recall? Or is it something you have to book in and pay for?
No, you wouldn't have to pay for it. It would be a service action or a recall.
Oh, would it? Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
So they should know. I think you can actually check on the DVLA website if you've got outstanding recalls, but if it's a service action, which isn't quite as important, if you like, stupidly, they'll tell you if you need it on service and they'll do it for free.
Right, okay.
We used to do lots of recalls when I worked there on all different types of stuff, not just security.
Recalls are normal. You can't really have something without a recall, can you?
No, all cars have recalls and service actions and things like that. It's just a way of the manufacturer keeping them as up to date as possible. So you get the best experience, and hopefully the Land Rover stays on your driveway, which is obviously what we all want.
Our daily BMW 320 has a recall, and that's 9 years when it was 9 years old.
Yeah,
Had a full EGR and EGR cooler replaced.
There you go.
Completely brand new. I mean, that's a big old job.
It must
Expensive
cost them
job.
an awful lot of money. I mean, I remember certainly when Discovery 3 was new and Range Rover Sport, there was a recall on the high-pressure fuel pump, which is right at the back of the V. They had to replace that and the pipes because I think they had like a yellow metal bearing that would break down and get into the fuel system. So they all had to be replaced. All your high-pressure pipes had to be replaced. Serious, like,
That's
must have
serious,
cost a
yeah.
lot of money to Land Rover. And the brake booster, the P017 it was called. The vacuum pump on the back of the engine, which would give you your brake servo action, would fail and pump the booster, you know, the big round thing on your brake pedal, on your where your master cylinder
okay,
goes.
yeah.
It'd fill that up with oil.
Right.
So you had to it depended on how bad it was, you'd have to use a cable tie to put inside the brake servo to see how much oil was in there.
Oh, so like a dipstick.
Basically.
Yeah.
And if it was above a certain amount, you'd have to replace the servo, the master cylinder, and the vacuum pump. And if it was below a certain amount, you fitted a modified pipework with a one-way valve in it. But isn't it mad that, like, so many... There must be engineers dedicated to just developing these, like, patch fixes.
Yeah.
It's quite incredible. One of my favourites.
What's the patch fix for a snap crank then? Ooh.
Another engine, unfortunately.
Yeah, I know, but like, where's the limit in like recall stuff?
Well,
like, the financial limit then.
There's
You see what I mean?
there's Facebook groups. There's been watchdog cases on, you know,
Not just Land Rover,
legal
is it?
action.
It's other brands.
Everyone using the same TDV6s, and they've basically said, no, if it's out of warranty, then you're on your own. Sorry.
Mm.
And no, you know, if that had been a recall, crikey, think of the money in parts and labour that would have, you know.
I mean, arguably, when they build new cars, they'll build in a contingency fund for any potentials, and it'll all average out. It's all in the business model, isn't it? Of, you know, inevitably there's going to be recalls on any, not just Land Rover, like any brand.
Yeah.
Of any new car, it gets built into the cost.
A couple of my favourites off the top of my head, the L322 Range Rover, the early ones, because they were built when BMW bought Land Rover. They were penny pinching a bit on the L322. So the front prop shaft where it goes onto the front diff, instead of the CV coupling like the X5 had, they just had a spline joint.
Okay.
And the splines would wear, and eventually you'd lose drive. It would just strip out. And you could always tell when one was coming in on the low loader that had that problem, because they put it in drive to get it off the truck, and it'd make a real high pitch, like whizzing noise.
That basically spinning in a
Yeah,
without cogs, basically.
metal splines stripped out inside the cup. And I used to change numerous diffs. So you take the diff out, and you'd essentially fit the part it should have had in the first place, which is the proper CV prop shaft and CV cup, like the X5 had essentially, but BMW were being tight. And then off it went again. That was obviously all paid for by Land Rover at the time. And the Defender front axle, the welds on the not the ball ends, the welds on the front axle, right, were a bit questionable on a lot of later Defenders.
Okay.
So instead of changing the axle casing, which you'd think would be the sensible route,
Right, on a feed of weld.
no, you fit these brackets, right, that bolt to the ends of the axle where your swivel balls go on.
Yeah.
No, I beg your pardon. They bolt to the radius arm bolts, and they basically cup underneath where the swivels bolt on. So if one of the welds does fail and your hub snaps off, it doesn't snap off completely. And it just keeps it in place enough for you to safely stop. I think the wording in the recall was something like, in the case of failure, handling may be compromised, or something like that.
Can you imagine the feeling of what, like, that going?
Absolutely unreal. But yeah, no, that was a good one as well. We fitted quite a few of those brackets. Yeah, all good fun.
God.
But it does also show that, you know, it's not always a case of just burying head in the sand and letting people... Oh, another good one is the steering rack bolts on Discovery Sports and later Evokes, because they had electric actuated power steering. It didn't have a hydraulic system.
Okay, yeah.
And the housings were... I'm pretty sure the housings were aluminium, but the bolts were steel, and water would get trapped in there, corrode the bolts away, and then the motor would fall off the steering rack, and it would just go rock solid when you were driving along. That was a big problem. But the only place that they replaced the racks, I think, was Canada, because that had the most corrosive conditions.
Right. Yeah.
Everywhere else, it was just like, change the bolts, off you go. Mad, isn't it?
Yeah, it is mad.
What fun. That was a little trip down memory lane. I must dig up some of my... I've still got all folders and folders full of tech info and recalls and stuff like that in my loft, so it'd be quite fun to have a little rifle through there and stir up the old memory bank.
Yeah, of course, yeah. Yeah, that's to think of some more then for next time.
Yeah, I will, definitely. That'd be good fun. Yeah, I've got some more guests coming up soon, which I haven't told you about. So
no, I was going to say, I'm thinking about this over Christmas, actually, guests. We need a whole new...
We've got a few in the pipeline.
Have we?
Yeah.
Anyone interesting?
Yep. Not going to tell you about them.
Are you not?
No.
Oh, okay.
Have to wait and see. I think probably wrap it up there, won't we?
I don't know.
I don't know how long we've been waffling for.
I don't know. I don't know when we started.
Anyway, we got things to do. We got magazine to send to press.
We do, and we need to go and do a little bit of
we can't leave without saying, on the 29th marks 10 years since the last Defender rolled off the production line.
I cannot believe that.
I can't believe how fast 10 years has gone.
Yeah.
Absolutely mad.
I still see like a 2015 Defender now, and I think that's like new.
I know.
And yeah, it's 10 years old. The youngest Defender is 10 years old.
Yeah. It's. I just can't believe how quickly it's gone. But you were there, weren't you?
I was there. Thinking about this, and Greg shared it, didn't he? The fact that
Yes. He did.
Greg King shared it, 29th, and you only realise how significant part of like motoring history that is, and after the event, when you're there, you got Quentin Wilson. It was comparing it, and Vicky Butler Henderson. It was such a good day. We had to be there for like 6:30 in the morning.
Very high profile.
Because the production line was in sync, You had to be there for when it was coming off, and everyone was clapping and cheering, and it was real, like quite emotional actually.
I bet it was.
Because it's the last one. And you see the production line behind was completely empty. Yeah, mad.
Amazing. Yeah, I would have loved to have been there. I was just starting on LRO, I think, when that... Because I remember my editor, Mike Goodbun, went and did it.
Yeah, I remember meeting him there. And we had... I went with Mark Dixon, who was deputy editor of Octane magazine at the time.
Yeah.
Reported it. And Patrick.
Of course.
Pat, ex-editor. And myself. Yeah, it's really, really good. And just a real sort of, moment in history.
Yeah.
10 years.
Real end of an era. But also, it highlights how important it is that everyone keeps their Land Rovers going. And thankfully, we've got the aftermarket for it.
Yeah, no, definitely. Yeah. We'll have to think about something for that then.
Yes.
Have a cake or
Well, we've got a bit of an idea of something to do, but we haven't confirmed it yet. But
yeah,
see
mad idea I had earlier.
On our socials, perhaps, if we if it comes off. But yeah, we definitely need to celebrate that in one way or another. It'd be really cool. But yeah, if you've got one of the late Defenders, send us a picture or an email, editorial@lrm.co.uk. Maybe you bought it knowing they were going out of production and you thought, I'm going to snag one before they shut the line for good. And sure enough, they did.
Do you know what? I was just thinking about when Twisted bought all those vehicles. That story still gets run today.
I know. I'd love to get Charlie on the podcast, actually.
Yeah, we'll ring him up.
Yeah, I might drop him an email.
Yeah, ring him and see if he'll come on, because that story has been used time and time again. You get these like internet-based like news stories that come out like it's new news.
Yeah.
So this is old news now. They regurgitate the same story.
Yeah.
And millions of pounds worth of stock. But I reckon he's still got some,
He has, yeah. It's a great look into how Land Rover based business like that works, especially, Twisted has sort of become its own.
Well, it's
an absolute, like a household name really within Land Rovers. So, he's not a man that's shy about taking risks. Charlie Fawcett, Mr. Twisted. But it's paid off for him, clearly.
Yeah.
Twisted really
Marine as well.
Cool story behind that business. Yeah, it'd be great to get him on. I have to give him a shout.
I remember. Do you know another little anniversary?
Go on.
Yeah. 10th of January, 2011. So 15 years ago. I joined LRM.
Hey,
15 years.
Let's get a cake for that, won't we?
Yeah, so it almost coincides with Land Rover.
Yeah, not far off, is it?
Yeah, so I'd have been there 5 years. So I'm now officially, well, definitely the longest staff member on the magazine it's ever been. Including
Really?
the founding editor. Yeah.
My word.
So 15. So much has changed in that 15 years.
Yeah.
Like I look back, you talk about Twisted, for example. He used to be called Twisted Performance.
Yes.
He was doing like remaps on his driveway.
Hurricane and tornado and exhaust systems and air intakes.
A little quarter-page ad in the mag, and then we knew things were getting serious, and he started taking full-page ads and very aiming towards more lifestyle-y.
Mm.
And then it was like 2 pages of ads, and back then the advertising in the magazine itself was phenomenal.
Absolutely. Yeah. Well, it was the main way to get your... And it still is. I say it still is. If you want to get your product in front of people who are willing, who are, actively looking to upgrade and fix and restore their Land Rovers, you aren't going to get much better or more focused than a magazine that's about Land Rovers.
No, you're not. And when people are reading now, online stuff, because I'll go, but online I can do this and I can see how many people click on my ad. Yeah, that's fine, but they're in a different mindset then. They're getting distracted by all the other messaging. Whereas when you're reading something, you're
immersed in it.
You are immersed, and it's your very, very core audience.
There's a real science behind it. But we were talking actually at Chris's 40th about how we should probably do a bit of a background, a bit of like an origin story about how we got into where we are now. And everyone, I bang on about working at the main dealer for ages, but there's a lot more little paths that we've taken.
How we ended up here, you mean?
Basically,
as in working in this industry.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've all got stories. Yeah, but no, we should do that.
Yeah. Because I don't know, I just think it's important. Neither of us are here by chance. We do it because we love Land Rovers and because we live and breathe it.
LRM used to be owned by Dennis Publishing.
Yeah.
Which was a big sort of publishing company, independently owned in London. And but they bought that from the founding editor, Richard Howell Thomas.
Yes.
And he retired to San Diego. And I basically decided I wanted to work for the magazine because it was be cool. And I was consuming a magazine, but it took me a year to get in.
Right.
Yeah, I basically, there wasn't a job, but I sort of got an interview anyway. I got interviewed for a job that wasn't there because I just basically didn't pester them, but I decided I was working for LRM before they knew I was coming, sort of thing. So it took a year and about 5 interviews because I've never been to university.
No, I've never been to uni.
And yet all of the people within the publishing industry in London particularly, they're all ex-university or post-grads and all this, and I hadn't even been to college. And that's how I kind of just came in the back door kind of thing. But I never left.
But it's we're lucky in that because it's an enthusiast sector. Your credentials as an enthusiast and your knowledge is generally, I mean, don't get me wrong, I've always enjoyed writing and I'm reasonably good at English, but that was always second pegging to how much you actually cared about the material.
Your career, and then you've just landed a job.
No, God no.
I mean, there's editors within the magazine industry that are editing content that they've got very little interest in.
I know. I can't imagine doing it.
No, I couldn't.
No.
Where is the fun in that?
Well, that's it. So if you think it'd be interesting to see a bit of we'll sit down in probably one of our garages and just chat, and we'll put up some pictures about sort of what we've done and how we're here now. If you think that'd be interesting, drop us an email, editorial@lrm.co.uk. And similarly, if you think that sounds like the most boring thing ever, let us know, editorial@lrm.co.uk. We'd love to hear your
vote on it.
Your opinion, yeah. And if we get more positives than we do negatives, then we'll do it. And if not, we'll just keep our mouths shut.
And we'll say nothing more. If you never hear of this again,
then that's it.
Clearly, people thought we were complete.
We'll jacked it in.
Yeah.
But yeah. Anyway, for now, thank you ever so much for listening. Follow Steve on Instagram.
Yeah, Steve Miller Automotive.
And then follow me if you want Land Rover Martin. And of course, the most important, follow Land Rover Monthly. Subscribe on YouTube so you get all the videos about us building the off-road course and more. I need to do an overview video on my 200 TDI actually. because I didn't video the process, but I will do an overall how I did it type thing.
Here's a question for people then. So editorial@lrm.co.uk. What videos do you want us to make?
Okay.
Because
yeah,
we make videos that we think people want, and we make videos that we have time for. But if there was absolute need for a video or desire for a specific thing,
give us a shout.
We can make it happen.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, that's a good challenge. I like that.
Yeah, and it pushes us as well, doesn't it?
Yeah, definitely. And also, obviously, buy the latest issue of Land Rover Monthly. It's in shops, and go one better and just subscribe because you'll save money, and it will get delivered directly to your door. Why would you not? But for now, I think we'd better go and send the magazine to press.
Yeah, definitely.
Cool. Thank you ever so much for listening. We'll see you next week.
Bye for now.